everybody, it's Curtis, the exhibits buyer for Ripley's Believe It or Not here, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Ripley collection and the very first Ripley's exhibit buyer, Robert Ripley himself. Now, for those of you who don't know, Robert Ripley actually started our collection over 100 years ago, and he traveled across the globe searching for the weird, the unusual for his cartoon, the Believe It or Not cartoon. But while he was traveling to the different locations, he's actually credited for traveling to 201 countries. He would pick up artifacts, exhibits, and things that later became the basis for the Ripley's Believe It or Not collection. Ripley passed away in 1949, had no next of kin, and so his entire collection went up for auction. And I have here the original auction catalog. Now, there's a great story behind this. His business partner, John Arthur, ended up buying the majority of the collection that became the basis of what we call the Ripley's collection today. But I thought today it'd be fun to kind of go through this catalog, look at a couple of original Ripley pieces here that I pulled, and kind of talk about them, what their value was back then, what their value is now, and I'm also going to run over to the other warehouse and show you some of the larger stuff that can't fit on this table at the very end. So let's start right here, right off the bat. Let's start with these. So these are replica crown jewels, and we're going to find them here inside of the auction catalog. I've got them marked here with this red tape here. So here we've got Royal Treasures of Europe, costume jewelry, copies of crowns, orbs, swords, mazes, etc. of European royalty incomplete. So these were something that Robert Ripley picked up in his many travels and was part of the original collection that John Arthur bought. Actually, here is a photograph of them in the auction catalog. Pretty cool. Now, as you can see, they're definitely multiple pieces. A lot of them are on display in our museums or auditoriums, but two of the original pieces are sitting here. In addition to these crowns, which actually, let's take a look here and see what these crowns were actually valued at. So the crowns were valued at, there were 23 of them in the collection, $1,500. Now, I can't tell you, well, you know, what we spend on exhibits nowadays most of the time, but I can tell you they're worth a lot more than $1,500 nowadays. I'd probably say $1,500 a crown would be a little bit better of a guesstimate. Next up here, we've got the Ripley blind bust. So this is pretty cool. This was actually sculpted by American blind sculptor Mark Shoesmith, who made this for Ripley in 1937. Here it is in the auction catalog. Item 1082, plaster portrait bust of Mr. Ripley, and that was insured for $150, which again, back in 1949 was probably an accurate insurance value, but is very low by today's standards. But you can see this portrait of Ripley actually in his sculpting session. The sculptor would sit there, feel Mr. Ripley's face, and sculpt step by step. And let me tell you, it's quite amazing to see in person, just the quality, the skill. I wouldn't have been able to do anything near that. In addition to these couple smaller items, I do have one more big piece downstairs I'd like to show you, and I figure we'll talk about it for just a second up here. It's this carved and painted wood statue of St. Patrick holding a staff and shamrock. So this is 6 feet 6 inches and is valued at $1,000 on the insurance value, and I'll tell you it's worth a lot more than that today as well. Cool photograph I wanted to show as well with this statue is actually a picture of John Arthur at the auction, and this is him with a bulk of Ripley's items that he purchased. You can see there's some crown jewels here in the corner, but there is that St. Patrick Ripley statue. It's too big to fit on this table, but I figure we're going to go on a little tour of the warehouse so I can show you where this lives now. Now, you're going to see over here our warehouse. This is one of a few warehouses we have. At any given time, there's about 10,000 pieces in the warehouse. There's about 30,000 pieces all in the collection, but at any given point, about 2/3 of those are out in the field. But you can see there's no shortage of exhibits, artifacts, and oddities here. I don't know if you guys can see from here, but I've got the St. Patrick statue in my sights already, and here it is. Here is the original St. Patrick statue that was part of Ripley's original, believe it or not, home on Bayonne Island that was purchased by John Arthur. And once again, here is a great shot of him standing with this piece, which later became the basis of our Ripley's collection. Now, this is just one of a bunch of original Ripley pieces that we have. Like I said, this was the basis of our collection from the very beginning. And I hope that we get to do a part 2 with you guys to show you guys some more awesome things in this catalog, as well as some of the original pieces in our collection.